Hello and welcome. In this video I'll be factorizing harder quadratics when there's a number in front of the x squared. So let's get started. As you can see in this first example, we're asked to factorize 3x squared minus 16x plus 20. So the first thing you want to do is just note down that our two numbers must add to make minus 16 and multiply not to make positive 20 but to make positive 20 times the number in front of the x squared, which is plus 3, so times positive 3, which would be 60. So we know our two numbers must times to make 60. Now before I start writing out the factors that make plus 60, you must also note that as the number in front of the x, which is minus 16, is what our two numbers will add up to, so one or more of the numbers must be negative. But if there's only one negative number, then our two numbers would times to also give a negative. As we want a positive 60, our two numbers therefore must both be negative numbers, because a minus times a minus is plus. So I'll note these numbers down right here. So minus 60 and minus 1, minus 30 and minus 2, minus 15, minus 4, minus 12, and minus 5, was it? Yeah, 5, minus 5, and finally minus 10 and minus 6. So the way we find out which two numbers we're going to be using is we just add them together. So put a add sign on each one. So minus 60 plus minus 1 would be minus 61. Minus 30 plus minus 2 would be minus 32. Minus 15 plus minus 4 would be minus 19. Minus 12 plus minus 5 would be minus 17. And finally, minus 10 plus minus 6 would be minus 16. So we're looking for minus 16, so we know it can't be any of these, because they don't, but except this one, because this one adds to make minus 16. Now the next step would be to draw out a set of double brackets, like so, and put the number in front of the x squared, so just the 3x, not the x squared, but like just the 3x, at the front of each bracket, and slot in the two values that we have here, so minus 10 and minus 6. Minus 10, minus 6. It doesn't matter in which order you put them, just doesn't, this is not the right answer anyway, because minus, as you can probably tell by now, 3 times 3 is 9, x times x is x squared, so 9x squared, so it doesn't matter which order you put them in, so I can change it anyway later, so yeah. And now for the next step, let's just do it in blue again. I'm just going to take this up here. And what we're going to do is, we're just going to see if any of these two numbers in these two brackets divide by each other. So 10 minus 10 does not go into 3, so we know it's going to be kept the same. So I'm just going to write it up here. 3x minus 10. However, 3x and minus 6 do go into one another. They divide by 3, so we can just divide this by 3 and just take it right here. So 3x divided by 3 would be x. Minus 6 divided by 3 would be minus 2. And that is our answer. So if you wanted to expand and check your answer, you could do so. So just expand real quick. So 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times minus 2 would be minus 6x. Minus 10 times x would be minus 10x. And finally, minus 10 times minus 2 would be minus 20. These two x terms go together, so we can just do minus 6 minus 10, that would be minus 16x. And just, minus 10 times minus 2 is positive 20, so sorry about that. And positive 20. And 3x squared, right here. And we're done. So let's compare this 3x squared minus 16x to plus 20 to this top question here. So 3x squared minus 16x plus 20. They're both the same, so we know we've done our factorizing correctly. Moving on, in this second example we've got 2x squared plus 7x minus 30. So we know our two numbers must add to make plus 7 and times to make not minus 30 but minus 30 times 2, which would be minus 60. So they must times to give us minus 60. Now before I start writing out the two factors that times to make minus 60, it's important to note that one of the two numbers must be positive and the other one must be negative, as that's the only way in this scenario to get a minus number, so minus 30. And when you're timesing the two numbers together, the fact that the two numbers must add to make a positive 7 then shows us that the positive number must be greater than the negative number, because so when we add them together they can give us the positive 7. So if we start writing out our factors here, we've got 1 and 60, but because the 1 is smaller than 60, we'll write minus 1 and 60. In the same way, we've got minus 2 and 30, and we've also got minus 3 and 20. We've got minus 5 and 12, and we've got minus 6 and 10. Minus 6 and 10. So same as before, we're just going to add these two values together and see which one is equal to positive 7. So minus 1 plus 60 is 59. So we know it's not going to be this one. Can't be this one because 59 is not equal to 7. Minus 2 plus 30 would be 28. So we know it can't be that one either, because 28 is not equal to positive 7. Minus 3 plus 20, which is minus 17. And that is also wrong, as positive 17 is not equal to 7. Now in this next one, minus 5 plus 12 would be equal to 7. So we know that this is the correct answer. I'll just circle it. And just because I want to finish it off, we'll do minus 6 plus 10, and that is equal to 4, which is not our answer. So we can cross it out just like so. Now, when we write our brackets out up here, we'll just do the same thing as we did before. So we'll put the number in front of the x squared at the front of each bracket. So in this case it's 2x, so we'll just put 2x at the front of this set of two brackets. And we'll put the two values here and just slot them into this set of double brackets. So minus 5 and plus 12. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to simplify one of these brackets, because one of them has to simplify, and in this case 5 does not go into 2, so we know it's going to be this one. So 12 does go into 2, so we can just simplify this one. So we'll just divide it by 2, and that would be x plus 6, and just write this as it is, just write down here, and 2x minus 5. Now if you have some time at the end of your question, you can check your answer like I'm doing right now, so you can just expand your brackets. Like so. So 2x times x would be 2x squared. 2x times 6 would be, or positive 6 would be, plus 12. X minus 5 times x would be minus 5x. Finally, minus 5 times positive 6 would be minus 30, because positive times a negative is a negative. Now in our final answer we can combine these two x terms, so positive 12x minus 5x, that would give us positive 7x minus 30 here, and 2x squared right here. So we've got 2x squared plus 7x minus 30, and that is equal to the question up here, 2x squared plus 7x minus 30. We know we've done our working out correctly, and we know that the answer right here is correct. So yeah, hope this video helped, and thanks for watching.